Live. Let's get it.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. We here.
Meet the Allens. We here. We had to get it in with y'all. One time on a good foot.
Just had to make sure, hoping y'all are tuning in just to see what we got going on.
Right.
Just to see what we talking about.
You know, we always going to be a little bit late because, you know, black folks, you're dealing with black folks. So that's what we do. We on our own time.
That won't be happening every week.
Somebody else made up that other time, so I ain't on that time. I'm on my time. Hello.
Anywho, how you guys doing tonight? It's a wonderful and blessed day. It's October 2nd. We going live. Thank you for those who have joined us at this time.
Right. So look, we want to just get started, right? Because I don't want to be here all night, right?
Not at all, because I got to go to work in the morning.
That wasn't the plan to be here all night, so we're going to get started, right? So I'm going to introduce us both, right? First, you know what I'm saying? Let me introduce my beautiful wife, right? This is the queen. This is the queen of the castle. If you rock with me, you got to rock with her.
Y'all know who I am.
You know what I'm saying? She's a beautiful, you know, she made my castle a home. She taught me how to be, you know, she taught me what love was, what love is. You know what I'm saying? So I respect her. I hold her in such a high regard that, you know, we was going through some things and we just decided to do a podcast about like our livelihood and you know what it is and just give y'all a perspective.
Keeping it real.
Give y'all a perspective. No advice. We not counselors.
I don't got no advice to give nobody because you know what? Yeah, I don't got that license yet.
We just gonna talk perspectives, right?
So let me go ahead and introduce my co-host. Y'all already know him in the streets, in Portland. I mean, you already know who he is. However, to me, he's something totally different. Yes. This is my husband, Eric Allen. Been rocking, man, it might be going on 30 years, but I think we about 25, 26. But anyway, father of both my children. The one that's taking care of both my children, the one that's actually just gave me the understanding of what a marriage is supposed to be like. No, he ain't perfect. We all know that.
Hello.
However, he got a lot going on right now. He's definitely chasing that degree to get his counseling in drug and addiction. So y'all need to support him on that.
Hello.
Definitely. PSU right now. He already has a podcast, Analyzethis. So thank you for the subscribers that have already definitely subscribed at this time.
All the new subscribers, I appreciate you very much.
And more so than that, you know, just a best friend, somebody that see me on my highs, my lows, my ins, my outs, my ratchet, my knot, my sainthood. Well, I don't know if I've ever had that. However, somebody that's been my ride or die with no judgment, no questions, and I appreciate it. So introducing the one and only. Eric Allen, a.k.a. EA, Instagram, EA the Genius.
Okay, so look, let me say this because I appreciate that, right? There is no replacement. Definitely there's no replacement. That's not an ego. That's just what it is. Like, you know, you can't replace EA on no juncture, right? There is no equivalent. So look, let me tell you why we did this, right? One day we was riding in the car. We was just going through something like crazy. It was some issues that we was having in our
dumb shit.
In our marriage.
Excuse me, stuff. Flag on the play.
So we was having some issues, and I started the podcast originally for therapy. Like it was like I didn't have nobody to talk to, so I was talking to myself. Dig? So part of talking to myself, I was getting a lot of stuff off my chest, and everything started making sense. I started feeling better, right? So the podcast for me started. It was birthed for therapy, right? So me and my wife was going through something. So I was like, hey, she asked me. She was like, you know, maybe we should ask some of your podcast listeners. I was like, oh. And then it was on from there. So from there, I decided to put a platform together that's talking about, you know, relationships, not necessarily just marriage. It's more to life than just marriage. There's other relationships out here too, right? So we're going to give you a perspective on what we see and what we live and how we live. That's it. It's that simple, right?
But as the queen of this castle, I'm going to introduce myself just to let y'all know what's going on, right?
Yes.
Been rocking with this dude for, as I said, over 20 years. However, it's more to being a wife. I have two beautiful, amazing children. One that's almost 23, college graduate, physical therapy tech. Yeah. Got my 13-year-old son who's actually playing a football game right now that I'm sad that I can't be there, but my mom is there representing, Got to get it for Floyd Light, David Douglas District, whoop, whoop. Both of my children, straight A's and B's. They ain't perfect because, I didn't have to, do a couple of things. However, they still live in, especially my son. He's rocking. You know how these black young men right now.
Hello.
He's on the right track and on the right train. As for me, I have a lovely career in medical insurance. Been rocking for 6 years. Before that, I was a stay-at-home mom for 2 years. That was wonderful because it definitely gave me an understanding on what it is to be a wife and a mother, and that's the most important thing to me in life. Don't care about a job, don't care about nothing in life. Once you are dead and gone, your kids ain't gonna know about that job, but they gonna know what you did for them and with them. However, prior to that, TriMet lived. So, I've definitely have a long range of career experience. I'm about 6 credits away from my bachelor's, but at this time, I'm just kind of stepping back because it's not really in the field of what I'm doing. So hubby's doing his thing, daughter did her thing, getting my son through his thing. But other than that, I love working out. Y'all see me doing my thing.
Y'all definitely should start following her. She's motivated me. Like I
Shout
wasn't
out
working
to
out without her.
Coco, fitgirl.com.
Yeah, right,
Appreciate
right.
that.
Hey, the whole crew.
Been
Follow
rocking.
the whole crew for sure.
All
Follow
girls.
the crew.
I done lost over 40 pounds. Been maintaining that for about 4 years. So that's what I'm into.
Beautiful. I'm into
But
it.
yeah, so I love to talk, as you can see.
Yes.
However, we did this podcast because there's certain things that we should talk about as young married people. You don't have to be married necessarily. Relationships. You could be single. You could be looking for that one. You could not be looking for that one. But we just here to just talk about different situations, different controversial situations. Not here to give no advice because what works for me
Might not work for you.
Okay? Everybody's definition of love, understanding, communication, tolerance, relationships, marriage is different.
Absolutely.
And so that is what we are here for.
So now, next, we got to give you the ground rules, right? Because there has to be ground rules with everything. You gotta have rules and regulations, right? You know what I'm saying? So the main rule that I want to tell y'all right now, this is not an opportunity to take personal shots at anyone.
Oh, don't come for me.
You know what I'm saying?
Please.
It's not a personal shot.
want
I'm
that.
not coming for you.
Not even a threat.
We're not
It's
coming
just
for you.
we're not coming for you.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't come for us. No relationship is perfect. I don't give a dadgum what you did 10, 15 years ago, okay? That's not relevant to today. There's a statute of limitations. Don't come on here with that.
Right. So when we ask questions, we have a particular way we trying to ask questions, right? No personal questions. If I wanted you there, I'll invite you there, right? So this is not about my personal life. This is this is a perspective. This is a perspective. So an example of a question is, how do you feel about this, or what you think about this? But what I'm doing or what she's doing or personally,
and don't
that's not your
talk
business.
about my children, okay? Because that ain't it. That's not what we here for.
Hey, and keep the dialogue as positive.
Positive.
Energy. This is about furthering the culture. Everything with me is about furthering the culture. Okay? So I need positivity. I need positive energy only.
No negativity. And please don't argue amongst yourselves. This is not an argumentative type thing. We're not a judge. We're not a jury.
No.
I'm not telling you what to do.
Absolutely not.
I'm just telling you what works for me.
And lastly, remember, this is not a counseling section.
Oh, no.
Right?
Oh,
We're just giving a perspective. We talking about what works for us only.
Only because when I get that counseling license, it'll be about $30 to $50 an hour. This is free.
Yes.
This is free.
This is because we love you.
This is free.
This is because we
this is
love
not
you.
counseling
And
at
it's
all.
therapy for us too.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For
So every
sure.
week we'll be here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to, get questions. We're going to do it backwards, right? We're going to tell you what it is. And then next week we'll follow up with based on the dialogue and the interactions. I don't have a, you know what I'm saying? My tolerance is not strong enough to look at here and then watch that. So I already have an agenda. I already came with a script. So when I'm done with the script, we done. And then next week when you see us again, we'll pick up where we left off.
Pretty much. So definitely voice your questions.
Hello.
Voice anything that you want to say within the guidelines, because any negative energy will get blocked, deleted. Not worth my time. Because at this age that I am, just to let y'all know, I am about 28, 29. I'm just playing.
Forever young.
43. Keeping it real. And at this age, I just don't have time for bickering and going back and forth with irrelevant situations.
Just
you know
bad
what I'm
energy.
saying? Just bad
Overall
energy.
bad energy. We
we're
cut
positive.
that from our life. We don't have any bad energy. You know what I'm saying? We not perfect. This is not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit here and tell you I'm perfect. What I am finna tell you is I'm actively working to change the narrative on everything. You know what I'm saying? Most of the things we was programmed came from somewhere else. And I just really feel at 43 too, I just think that some narratives need to be changed. So without further ado, we gonna address. You know, we had a plan tonight. What do you think, babe? I have a few questions here that I feel like I want to address.
I wish there was some music playing in the background, because you know I really feel like getting my groove on at this time.
That's a different show. That's a different show, babe. That's a different. But
okay, back to the questions at hand.
So look, the first question I want to ask you. I want to see what you think about this.
Okay.
What do you feel is the most important thing in a relationship that makes up a relationship?
As for me, what I think that the most important thing, most people say communication, which, you know, that's obvious. So communication definitely has to be key. However, I think that when you get into a relationship, you have to have that day one conversation. Day one conversation meaning, what do you expect in a relationship? What do you expect in a relationship? What do you feel love means? What do you feel love means? What do you feel commitment means? Etc.
Right.
So you have to understand and get to understanding that people don't understand and relate the same all the time.
Okay.
So you would want to definitely ask questions so that you have an understanding to even know if you want to go further with that person.
Okay. That's kind of how I figured. That's why she here. That's why she's the queen, because we have an understanding. We know each other, and again, we're not perfect, but understanding is a beautiful thing. What's understood needs no understanding. Okay. So I want to shout out my sister Tish Walker. She gave me some game for tonight. Like she laced my boots up. She asked me a question that I'm gonna ask y'all. This is what I want y'all to chime in on. I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel. So would you rather love the one you want, or would you rather be loved by the one you love? All right. Am I saying that right, Tish?
I think you might be saying that wrong.
Do I gotta look it up? Do I gotta go to my Facebook?
Love the one you love, or love the one who loves you.
Right.
I think
that's what it was.
What the question was.
So would you rather
love the one you love, the one you into, the one you just like, ooh, he is just, or love the one that's in love with you, a gentleman that really might be showing all the traits of what you want, but he might not be the looker, or, you know, it might be something about a swaggy that you just not feeling.
That's a hell of a question.
Which one?
What would you say?
As for me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been through both. You know, there was a time I wanted to love the one I love that wasn't ready to love me in the way that I wanted to be loved. And then there were times where there was somebody that loved me, but I wasn't feeling the, you know, with the wham. I think for me, it's to each their own. And the reason why I say that is it depends on what you're looking for in a relationship.
Okay.
As for me, I was looking for longevity. I wasn't looking for, you got to be, you know, I didn't have I had standards, but my standards had nothing to do with physicality, how he looked, anything like that. It was more stability, how he can raise children, fatherhood, those are my things. So it just depends. And it also depends on where you are in the relationship looking for. You might be out there just trying to be a hot girl for the winter, summer.
Hot girl? What's a hot girl?
We should have just played the song right there. Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot.
But we're not going to do that.
The hot ones.
But, hey, it could be for, you could just want to play. So then you ain't looking for nothing. Right. Or you could be looking for something and just don't know what it is.
You know what? Just this is off the record. This ain't even scripted, but I saw something like in social media like that Fantasia and her husband had
tight.
When they was talking about
submission.
And I didn't watch it just because I hate being tainted by what other people say.
Oh,
right?
I did. It was
got my
beautiful.
own philosophy.
It was beautiful.
I have my own philosophy on what submission is, and how that looks. So I could, I'm gonna watch it at some point, but I haven't watched it
He
yet.
need to watch it, y'all, because he would like what the boy was, or excuse me, the man was saying.
What was he saying?
Pretty much, he was saying submission is a gift.
Okay.
Being that you have to be a man in a position to where a woman wants to submit to you. Because submission is not one of those things to where it's just like, oh, okay, where I'm the weak one, you the strong one. That's not what submission is. Okay. Submission is being able to trust you to maintain and fulfill the family goals and dreams that we want and that we've agreed on in this relationship to go forward with. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If I submit to you and you say, babe, I'm gonna handle the finances, and I'm like, okay, cool, this is what I'm gonna do, and you gonna do this. I'm submitting to you because I'm trusting in you as my husband, okay, because I know you want to fulfill and better our family. Absolutely. To maintain and handle the bills.
So is that what you do? Is that what works for you?
At this time. Now, to keep it 100, it wasn't always like that, y'all. I mean, I did not believe in joint bank accounts. That's just something I wasn't raised with. I did have my own right, bank accounts we've been married 11 years, so about 9 of them, let's keep it 100, right, because that's another thing. I'm going to always keep it 100 on this daggum show.
I mean, what else? What else would you supposed to do?
I don't have no sugar coat.
I don't even think you need to disclose that ever again.
Right, because that's just going to be who I am.
I'm the realest, you the realest. That's what they know. They already know that. We ain't got to tell them that.
So for 9 years of our marriage, no. There was no joint bank accounts. There was no joint funding.
We give them dates and everything. She put it on the clock.
Yeah, I put it on the clock. I did. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't anything because I didn't trust my husband. It was because I didn't trust myself enough to trust my husband because I wasn't raised like that.
Man, that's deep. So y'all get a glimpse of. So y'all gonna get a dose of what I go through on a day-to-day basis. Like she can be right on sometimes, and then sometimes she'll just like, whoa. She'll make you say,
I'm going to always come with the knowledge because I'm going to always research before I open my mouth. I'm not just going to spit just junk out to y'all. I'm going to keep it rated because just in case my kids is watching.
Right.
But no, I did not. However, as of recently, yes, we do have a joint account that we actually put money in for the bills for the house.
Whoa. That's TMI. They don't need to know nothing about it. Hey,
I'm keeping
it's not personal. It's not about my life. I asked you a question, but I don't want them to know.
But that's good for the bills for the house. That ain't speaking on nothing else.
I don't want to play by play.
Look, y'all.
Okay, answer the question.
Some of y'all are married, because one of my questions on this paper here that I have, that I've written notes on, is should you have a joint account or should you not? I've talked to women that do, and I've talked to women that don't. So back to what I'm saying is I ain't telling you our financial situations.
I know.
We good over here.
Yeah, so look, I want to make sure we stay on course, right? Every week we don't have a time limit. We just going until we feel like it's enough, right? And right now I'm at the point where I feel like it's enough.
Yeah, he think I don't talk too much, y'all.
Day one, I just wanted to give y'all, an understanding of who we were, who we are, and where we're going with this, right? So first, before we end this, I want to definitely give a few thank yous and a few shots out, right? First and foremost, God. I couldn't do this without God. My mind wouldn't even work. I wouldn't wake up every morning without God. So that's first and foremost, clear the air, right? Even if y'all want a moment of silence, I'll do that too, because that's very important. Secondly, my mother, my father, my parents, my family.
My mother, immediates. My father, my parents, my mother who's actually here in town. Whoop, whoop.
Right, my immediates and my extended families. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank my video team, Chris. Definitely has that oh so fresh. I couldn't be here without here. 610 visuals. 610, y'all need it. Get a 610 visual right now today. Call it, Google it. That's how you find them. You Google them. Okay. So I want to shout out that. I want to shout out Tish Walker. I wouldn't even have had some thoughts without you. My demo sister. I love you. Right. Anybody else you want to thank? My son, my daughter. They put up with me, and you too, for sure. I gotta thank you. She puts up with me. She puts up with me. Oh my God. She puts up with me. She drinks all the bath water. She does her part.
Not
Next week we're gonna
really,
talk
I'm
about
not tripping
perspectives on roles. Because remember we said what we're gonna be here for.
Yeah,
right?
what do you
So next
think are
week-
roles in a relationship?
That's
Or do
next
you
week.
feel roles are in a relationship? Do you think a man should do a certain thing, a woman should do a certain thing? What do you think?
So analyze this topic at gmail.com. Holler at us. Rewind it. Watch it again. Find out what you need to do. Do your part now, right? Let me know. Until next time.
Take care of yourself.
Stick your chest out. And each other.
And each other.
Let's get it.
Video and leave a comment.
Please like please like my video and leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
We need
or
you
two.
to engage with the dialogue. That's very
Subscribe.
important. Subscribe now.
Analyze this.
Let's go. Whew. I did. I thought.